If you come at the king, you best not miss.
Acknowledge us.
Hey, guys, we're here at the Red Carpet Ring. We'll talk about Jey Uso's the most unexpected Royal Rumble victory. We're going to talk about why Jey Uso Royal Rumble win was important. Let's get the lights as we come into the ring. Now, Jey Uso, we know, is the 2025 Royal Rumble winner. He definitely came a long way. He's the Royal Rumble winner. He is now going to go to WrestleMania in the main event. He even got his own poster now, WrestleMania Yeet Mania. Now, we know that he was most unexpected win in history. No one expected Jey Uso to win the Royal Rumble, especially in a star-studded Royal Rumble, the most ever. We think about the names of Roman Reigns, John Cena in his final Royal Rumble, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, Damian Priest, the list goes on. Jey Uso was the last man standing when he last eliminated John Cena in the Royal Rumble. Jey Uso, he went from being he was literally a tag team competitor. He jobbed out. He was losing when he was the right-hand man of Roman Reigns in the bloodline. Then he went to Raw and created his own name and got his own brand and became the #1 merchandise seller in the whole company. But now Jey Uso, he talks about an interview with Daniel Cormier, who was a former UFC fighter, a retired fighter from the UFC. We seen him in WWE. I know he officiated the Matt Riddle versus Seth Rollins dog pig fight back in 2022 at Extreme Rules. Now, he did an interview with him. He talks about how he didn't even know about the win until the day of, like literally hours before the Royal Rumble.
So Saturday night, right? Let's get back to the Rumble a little bit. Saturday night, you're in there with Logan Paul, John Cena, CM Punk, Roman Reigns, and Seth Rollins. Bro, there is not many people watching or in that arena that believe that Jey Uso is going to be the guy that is last standing. And then John Cena's in there last. I'm like, oh, here we go again, right? It's like you immediately almost lose hope that John Cena's going over, right? He's on his retirement tour, but then he puts you over, raises your hand, gives you the big hug and everything. Like, what was the feeling when you heard, hey, man, you're actually, because main event in WrestleMania is one thing, and you've done that already. I was there in L.A. when you guys fought for the tag team championship. But to fight for the world title, to eliminate John Cena last, like, what was that? How did you accept that news when you got it?
Man, I was humbled, man. I knew as soon as they told me it was me, they told me like halfway during the day Saturday, man. Like, hey, we need the last four to come in here. I'm last four. I see who's with me. I'm like, yeah. They let me know, man. And then I automatically I was like, man, I went straight to my brothers. Hey, they told them what it was, and I knew. I liked it. It was because I knew not one person in that arena think it's gonna be me.
Yeah.
So that's the swerve I like, just like on Monday.
And that exactly was that, a swerve. Something Jey Uso was shocked. He said that the last four came into the room at the Royal Rumble. Then he found out he was winning the Royal Rumble. So like I said, that's gotta be amazing. It came down to him and John Cena as the final two, and he last eliminated John Cena. Now, I believe, in my personal opinion, since Jey Uso found out about the Royal Rumble so later that day, he really didn't have enough time to prepare for this. I believe John Cena, who was the odds-on favorite to win the Royal Rumble, I believe he was going to win the Royal Rumble, to end his career, his journey for the 17th title, let him win it, and it would have been a big moment. A lot of people would expect John Cena to win. But when Jey Uso won, a lot of people were surprised. Now, I actually said to myself that what if Jey Uso had won the Royal Rumble, or Sami Zayn, because those were the two underdogs I had in mind that may have won the Royal Rumble. Because I was talking to Figure 4 TV about it. He said, Roman, Seth, CM Punk, they was not going to win. It was too obvious. Or Cena, they was going to cancel each other out. And he was right. And I agreed. And it came down saying, Jey Uso can win the Royal Rumble. And he actually won the Royal Rumble. I was like, wow, it made sense because the reason I knew Jey Uso would win, Jey Uso already was the Intercontinental Champion. You know, that was also unexpected. He already is the most over in the whole company. The crowd goes nuts when they see him coming to the arena. They even give him extra time to do his theme song and everybody doing the yeet. So I knew that was over. He's giving me Daniel Bryan 2014 vibes with yes. So I knew he had that kind of aura right now. And then also, too, Jey Uso, he's the #1 merchandise seller. Not just the #1 merchandise seller. He topped Cody Rhodes, the current WWE champion, who was #1 for a good minute before he won the WWE title. So the fact he's more over than Cody, the champion, the American Nightmare, that shows that he has a bright future ahead of him. And it showed when after he won the Royal Rumble, he was so emotional in that promo. That was legit him being real emotional and real excited about winning.
I'll talk about every single week. Every week with me, man.
That crowd was something else after Jey Uso won. I knew the crowd would be wild all over the place. That was in Cleveland, Ohio. They was very happy for him winning. He was emotional winning. So it was some point Jey Uso had to pause. But it's official. Jey Uso is the 2025 Royal Rumble winner. He will go on to WrestleMania. He has not chose what championship he's going to challenge for, whether it's the World Heavyweight Championship currently held by Gunther or the WWE Championship currently held by Cody Rhodes. More than likely, due to story, he's going to challenge Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. It only makes sense to do it that way. He already fought for the title literally a week before Royal Rumble at Saturday Night's Main Event. Gunther's been dogging him in promos, making fun of him, underestimate Jey Uso, think he's a joke. Jey has to prove Gunther wrong. He has to prove it to himself. It only makes sense to do that at the biggest stage in the world for WrestleMania for the WWE, which will be WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas. Now, night 1, night 2, more likely it'd be a night 1 kind of thing. I don't think it'd be night 2. They're more likely main event night 1. But Jey Uso, I got to give it to him. If you had told me he would go from where he started to be where he's at now, I wouldn't believe that. But he definitely came a long way. He put in the work. He put in the grind. Now, granted, I know some little bumps in the road along the way, but it doesn't matter. He went from tag team with the face paint with his brother Jimmy. Then they started the Uso Penitentiary when they turned heel, one of the best tag team runs ever. Then he became the right-hand man to Roman Reigns in the bloodline, literally, being dogged by Roman, being a pawn for the bloodline. Then he went on to become main event Jey Uso when he started creating his own name, his own brand. Then it took it even another step further with Yeet, and he also become an Intercontinental Champion. So this man is on a whole nother level. He's doing this thing. Can't take that away from Jey. I know a lot of people are saying Jey Uso didn't deserve to win the Royal Rumble. Bad decision, bad booking. You guys are bad decision, bad booking in your minds. The IWC always say some silly nonsense that don't make no sense. It's ridiculous. So I don't believe that. I call the IWC idiot wrestling community when they think of stuff like that. Not internet wrestling community, idiot wrestling community. So they are the IWC. But other than that, Jey Uso, well-deserved. The hard work is in. He is very gracious for it. He knows how important this is to him. He knows that he doesn't get opportunities like this every day. He said that in interviews. And I like the fact that he brings his son with him. He had him at Royal Rumble night and also on the Raw after eating, everything. So I think that was very, very good for Jey to do that. But Jey Uso, this was a very important win because now it shifts to show that when he does win the Royal Rumble, he's a guaranteed main event spot. And if you guys didn't notice too, he is the 4th Anoa'i member to win the Royal Rumble. The first being Yokozuna in 1993. The second being The Rock in 2000. The third was Roman Reigns in 2015. In 2025, we have Jey Uso. Also, he is the first Fatu member of to main event in WrestleMania. Roman Reigns and The Rock and Yokozuna are part of the No I name. He is the Fatu, for you guys didn't know that. So that's good history there to learn. So he know how important this is because no one in his family, his immediate family, has ever done this. Not his brother Jimmy, not his own father Rikishi. He's the one to do it. And it's a great moment. The whole family's proud of him. We saw also that Jacob Fatu and Jimmy Uso, they congratulate him backstage after him win the Royal Rumble. Jacob gave him Ula Falah. Just much, much respect there. And this family really is full of greatness. I mean, you got Roman, you had The Rock, Jey Uso, Jacob Fatu, you had the late Umaga. The list goes on and on. But Jey Uso, this is a very important win for his career. I think with the way the booking is with Triple H, this will be bigger than the Yes Movement back in 2014 with Daniel Bryan. He is the last guy since Daniel Bryan to be unexpectedly get to the main event and have the fans behind him because he didn't have a system behind him. WWE was not backing him initially. He fully got himself over. The fans got over. They loved the Yeet. The merchandise went over. And if you guys didn't know, if you don't remember, the Yeet got so popular initially when they did Yeet, it was a copyright claim. And he couldn't even use that name because another independent wrestler had used Yeet, and they had to settle that in court, and they was willing to pay whatever that money was or whatever.
And then, I was telling you about, like, we were talking about Jey Uso winning the Intercontinental title and the word Yeet. And I remember the same thing. I saw that they had the T-shirt up, and then it was gone. And I reached out to Cody, and I said, hey, I know the kid that owns the word. And he was like, you think you could get in touch with him? I was like, yeah, I'll call him right now. And like, I don't know how it happened. I got that kid. I spoke to him. I told Cody. We were in like a little group chat. And then within, I don't know, like a day or two, Jey Uso had it. So I'm not saying that it was because of me.
And you've never to do is settle the court just to get the Yeet on a T-shirt in sales for WWE because WWE saw an opportunity to make money off Jey Uso catchphrase. So they was willing to do whatever it took. Now, had that been anybody else that was not that popular when it came to the legal issue, I don't think WWE would have went that far to make that happen. They wouldn't think it was in their best interest of business to do that. But for Jey Uso's a whole nother story. And that's all I have for Jey Uso's the most unexpected Royal Rumble victory. Jey Uso Royal Rumble was so important. You guys let me know what you think. Click the links below. Until then, guys, it's OUT.